On the surface, Itto might be a very unga bunga character to play. However, deep down, Itto possibly is one of the most challenging characters to play in Genshin Impact, potentially even the hardest because of the way he works. So in today's Noob to Pro Itto guide, I'm going to be covering how to properly play Itto, at least for a little bit. The truth is, the best way to play Itto is to dynamically react to the situation that you're in and then assert what to do next depending on the amount of stack that you have. And that's not something that I can teach you in this video. It's something that you just have to get used to. You just have to play Itto a lot and learn what's the best move to do on him at any given moment, especially not in a short video like this. So in this video, I'm going to be covering some basic combo, some advanced combo, and it by no means is exhaustive. So there are definitely a lot more out there. I'll just be covering some basic or simple 1 or 2 combo, and that's it. There are a lot more greater resources if you're eager to learn more about Itto. For example, in the upcoming Kaching guide, or one of the Wash Inferno Pearl Free Crafter wrote a really nice combo guide on some of the basic Itto combo that you can do, which the link will be in the description. I need to quickly address something about constellations on Itto, and that is if you have constellation 1 or higher Itto, pretty much this entire video doesn't work out for you. That is because constellation 1 generate you extra stacks, and you also get stacks every other interval. This means that you will have a different amount of stacks than the one I've shown in this video. And so far, there are a lot of specific constellation 1 combo that you can do, but we're not going to be covering it in this video because 1, I don't have constellation 1, and 2, probably doesn't apply to that many people, and 3, constellation 1 combo are even more complicated than the one I've shown in this video. So it's just not really applicable in the short amount of time I have. And that of course also include constellation 6. If you have constellation 6 Itto, your combo will also be entirely different. Well, your combo is just left click or whole left click, but you know, you get the idea. The most basic noob way to play Itto is to see on your back if we have this big only available, which lets you know you're at maximum stack for Itto, and then you want to cast your elemental burst and do a bunch of charge attack until you consume all your stacks. And whenever you have no stacks, simply normal attack on Itto to rebuild the stacks, and once you see that big only on the back again, just do a charge attack to consume all your stack. This is the most basic and the most noob way to play Itto, and it's very beginner friendly if you're just looking for a unga bunga play style. You should also try to forward your elemental skill during your elemental burst, as your elemental burst gives you a lot of attack bonus. This means the most basic way to play Itto is to normal attack 4 times before you use your elemental burst, start your elemental burst and use your elemental skills, and then do 5 charge attack on Itto followed by the finisher, and then do 4 normal attack on Itto again to rebuild your stacks, and then followed by another full charge attack sequence into another finisher. This is the most basic way to play Itto when you get started. First thing first, when you're playing Itto with Gorou together, you want to cast Gorou Elemental Burst and then immediately switch to Itto and cast Itto Elemental Burst. Remember that you have to manually switch to Itto first and then cast his Elemental Burst instead of using the O swap, because this will let you snapshot the Gorou bonus onto Itto Elemental Burst. You have to do it in this specific order, and you have to be very quick about it because you want to make sure that the Exile bonus can get properly generated onto Itto Elemental Burst. The Exile bonus after you cast Gorou Elemental Burst take about 1 second to 1.3 seconds to kick in, which is just enough for you to switch to Itto and then cast Itto Elemental Burst, which will drain the energy from Itto Elemental Burst, and then the Exile bonus can kick in and start regenerating the energy for Itto. So you have to do it in this very specific order, and you have to be very quick about it, and require some amount of APM. Moving on from this point, we're going to start talking about how to play Itto as an advanced player. And because of that, we're going to need some help of using notations. To begin, when you are normal attacking, we're going to define them as N1, N2, N3, and N4. Since Itto normal attack go in 4 parts, so each one of them will be denoted using a N followed by the number. So this will be N1, and then N2, and then N3, and then N4. We're going to list out all of them separately because of the unique way that Itto normal attack work. When you do charge attack on Itto, we're just going to refer them as CA because nobody really used to spinny charge attack on Itto. And a finisher will be denoted using a F. A ushi throw will be denoted using a yi as in elemental skills, and that's pretty much it. Now that we have the notation down, it's time to talk about tech on Itto. One of the things you can do is to end a attack with a ushi throw. This will cancel the end lag on your attack and lets you move on to the next attack quicker. So the way you want to do it is you pretty much attack, and after your attack connect, just use ushi to cancel out the remaining end lag of the attack. Once again, it's going to attack and then immediately cancel that after it connect by throwing a ushi. So moving on from this point, if we do a attack followed by a elemental skill, it is implied that you're gonna do this ushi cancelled. So if we do a notation like N1 Yi, it means that you do this N1 followed by a ushi cancel right at the end. The other technique that I briefly mentioned before on Itto is called attack skipping. When you are playing Itto and you do your normal attack string, doing any other action that will normally interrupt your attack string will actually not interrupt it on Itto and you'll simply continue. That means it is possible to skip attack by forcefully interrupting one of your attack at the very beginning. For example, here I'm gonna interrupt my second attack as soon as it begins, and it will let me skip over the second attack. So I'm gonna do 1 and then 2 skip and then 3 and 4. You can see that I immediately skipped over the second attack and went for my third and fourth attack, or N3 and N4. And this right here is called attack skipping. And when we do a attack skipping on the second attack, it's called a N2 skipping. So this is going to be denoted using a bracket. So if we circle N2 in a bracket, that denotes that we are going to be skipping over N2 using this technique right here. Combining the two techniques that I just mentioned before will get you the ushi attack skip, which means instead of using a dash to cancel out your attack, you simply use ushi to cancel your attack at the very beginning instead. Once again, this will let you skip the attack over. So here I'll perform a N2 ushi skip by starting with N1, N2 immediately into ushi, and then N3 and N4. Once again, you can see that I have skipped over the second attack N2 right there to get to my last attack faster, but I did the skip by using my ushi, which also let me cancel out the N lag of N1. And here we're gonna denote the attack ushi skip using a bracket like before, but with the yi in the bracket as well. So if we do something like a N2 yi all in bracket, that means we're doing a N2 ushi attack skip. When you're first learning about Itto combo, your goal should be trying to get 2 ushi in within 1 elemental burst. Itto elemental bursts have a 11-second duration and ushi have a 10-second cooldown. That means you can fit 2 ushi in 1 single elemental burst. One at the very beginning, and you will end your combo with another ushi. And that is one of the first indicator that you are getting well at doing Itto combo, is you are able to perfectly fit 2 ushi attack in. With that being said, let's move on to a basic Itto combo. Start with your elemental burst and immediately throw ushi out, and then do N1, N2, and N3 to get 4 stacks in total. This will let you do 3 charge attack followed by a finisher, dash to cancel out of the finisher, and then do another 4 attack sequence. So N1, N2, N3, and N4, finally followed by 4 charge attack and another finisher, and then followed by a ushi. This is one of the most basic Itto combo that you should be learning at the very beginning. Improving upon the previous combo, we can actually do the ushi cancel immediately after the N1 right here, which let us get the stack a little bit faster and therefore advance our overall combo a little bit earlier, which is actually very significant as you see as we approach the end. When we finally throw this last ushi, we actually have enough time to do another finisher off right here as well, and thus overall increasing our damage output. Advancing from the previous combo using an N2 attack ushi skip will let you do something like this instead, where you start with an N1 immediately followed by an N2 attack ushi skip, and then do an N3 and an N4. This will get you an extra stacks as N4 generate 2 stacks instead of 1, and then finally you will be able to do here 4 charge attack followed by a finishers, and then do your regular combo, which is N4 into another charge attack sequence into another finisher followed by ushi. Now usually because the N4 took more time, your elemental burst will actually run out, but if you're actually very quick, it's possible to fit the final finisher in as well, because you got 1 stack from ushi when you do throw him at the very end. You will be able to do another finisher, and if you are very quick on it, you can get this finisher in before your elemental burst infusion finishes. If you cannot fit in the finisher that's previously like I did, what you could do is on the second Itto normal attack combo string, so right here when you do N1, N2, and N3, instead of doing N4, just skip to do your charge attack. This will let you get the ushi and the finisher off in the end a lot easier and will result in higher damage. Now, if you already have stacks, potentially because this is on your second rotation, your combo might be entirely different than the one I just showed, because all of those assume that you start with a 0 stacks Itto. For example, here I have a 1 stacks Itto before I enter my elemental burst, and you can tell by the yellow thing right here at the back of Itto. What this means is that it allows me to get to 5 stack quicker because I already have 1 stacks. So in this case, instead of doing a traditional N2 attack ushi skip, I can simply do a N1 attack ushi cancel, because this will let me do N2 and N3 for 5 stacks in total. So to demonstrate, I'll do an N1 into a ushi cancel into an N2 right here I don't skip N2, but instead I actually use the N2 right here and do N3. This is important because in total, this gives me 5 stacks already. So I don't need to do N4 because N4 is slow and it gives me 2 stacks, but I don't really care. And then since I already have 5 stacks, this let me unleash the 4 charge attack combo into a finisher. So we can see how if you already have stacks from previous rotation or if you have stacks left over, your combo can entirely change and you should be very careful about this. One of the actual practical example of getting extra stack when you don't expect it is actually through ushi. When your ushi get hit, he will generate you 1 extra stack. But in actual combat, you cannot guarantee that your ushi will get hit because sometimes maybe the taunt just doesn't work, sometimes maybe the enemy just decide not to attack. So the amount of stacks you get from ushi is actually going to be RNG dependent, and that is the reason why sometimes you might have stacks carried over, and that is also the reason why sometimes you might generate some extra stacks in the middle of your combo. If any of those happen, your amount of stacks will be different and you might want to change your combo again depending on the amount of stacks you have dynamically. And that's why even though these are combos that I listed out, they are all just suggestive combo and does not mean you should always strictly follow them, as the best way to play Itto is to simply dynamically react to amount of stacks you have at any given moment and determine which combo you should be doing. Usually on your second rotation, you are going to stack with 1 or 2, maybe even 3 stacks because you are going to be throwing a second ushi at the end of your combo, and then when that ushi finally leave, it will grant you at least 1 stacks right here. So you might start with 1 stack on your second rotation, you might start with 2 stacks on your second rotation, you might start with 3, 4, 5, I don't know. It really depends on what your current situation is, and then you might want to change your combo because, for example, if you start with 5 stacks already, then you probably should just go straight into doing charge attack instead of doing any kind of normal attack shenanigan. Overall, your best way to play Itto is to just, once again, dynamically react to the current situation, to the amount of stacks you have at any given moment, and then determine what's the best course of action is, which make Itto the hardest character to play in Genshin Impact by far. Pretty much every single Itto combo can be summarized in the following format. Essentially, what you want to do is look at how many stacks you have at the beginning of your fight and then determine how many other stacks you want to build, and based on that determine if you want to do N2 skip or N2 ushi skip or not to get into N4 faster. Also throw your ushi somewhere along your N1 or N2 out, and then once you have all your stacks, just do all your charge attack combo and then look at the amount of time you have still in your elemental burst form and determine how many attack you can fit into your infusion time more, and then do the exact same thing again and determine how many stacks you want to build and do your normal attack combo to rebuild those stacks, and then finally do your charge attack combo once again to finish off those stacks with another finisher at the end, and just throw your ushi out right at the end, and then maybe if you can do it, then just do another final finisher in before the infusion finish, and then you are done and you're good to go. Pretty much that's Itto in a nutshell. To make the guide a little bit more complete, we'll quickly go over weapon and artifact suggestions. In terms of weapon, the best weapon that you can use is the Red Horn, followed by Serpent Spine, followed by White Blind in that exact order. So if you have Red Horn, use Red Horn. If you have Serpent Spine but not Red Horn, use Serpent Spine. If you have nothing else, just use White Blind. Artifact set pretty much always husks off the Opulent Dream 4 set, and then as always the main side is going to be crit, geo, and then defense on your sense, and with your substat being crit prioritized and then defense substat. We can briefly touch up on teamcomp as well, but it shouldn't be too surprising to most people that the way to run Itto is just going to be running mono geo characters together. Your last slot can be a lot of different stuff like Bennett or Sing Shoes or Official just for the damage, but in general your comp pretty much revolve around Itto, Gorou, and then Albedo. You could also put Zhongli in as a defensive option and get full geo, or you can drop the Albedo in favor for Zhongli, and then same thing as always, last slot Bennett, Sing Shoes, Official, or other characters, something like that. Something to call is that you don't have to force yourself to run triple geo. It is possible to just run 2 geo and then 2 other characters. Usually in that case you're running Bennett and Xiangling. This is a pretty good comp in case you need pyro infusion, for example dealing with Abyss Lecture. Then this is something you could run, and is just be aware like mono geo is not the only thing you need to you can run on Itto. I hate making build guide for characters because it's so boring. Every single character build the same anyway. Like there's no secret build to do more damage, guy. Just play better. There's definitely no way for me to cover every single aspect about Itto combo. This video, instead of a guide, is probably more of a showcase of what are some Itto combo look like and how they could increase your damage and stuff like that. There are a lot of other great resources about learning Itto combo if you want some super in-depth guide. Kachime is gonna have a Itto guide in the future. There is this Itto combo master sheet released by one of the Rushing Inferno period crafters. I imagine Itto main, like either on the Reddit or Discord, probably have something similar about how to do like every single combo or something like that. A good Itto from a very good Itto do gain a fair amount of damage. It's like 15 to 20% damage different. A lot more if you're comparing a Unga Bunga Itto player to a God Itto player. But overall, it does make Itto one of the hardest character to master. Probably is the hardest character to play in Genshin Impact, because for a character like Hu Tao, you can just memorize the muscle memory and you can able to do the animation cancel every single time. But that's not the case for Itto. There's no such thing as being able to do it every single time, because it's just gonna be different every single time you do a battle. And again, this makes Itto the absolute hardest character to play at the moment in Genshin Impact. And that's what I really like about Itto, and that is Unga Bunga playstyle Itto player can have fun. But if you are truly above and beyond, you can learn actually a lot about Itto and you can have more fun and just more damage, which is really great. With that being said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as always. Hopefully you're enjoying learning how to play Itto and learning his combo and stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all next time.